Dave. So just giving an overview of the status of Fiji Kava to date. Fiji Kava has been delivering strong revenue growth since listing on the ASX in 2019, operating in a very challenging environment. Our share price today is at an all-time low, having once been around the 26-cent mark. We're a unique company in that we are the only foreign company that's licensed by the Fijian government to operate in the kava industry. And we have a high-quality retail customer base, including Amazon, Chemist Warehouse, Coles, Alibaba's Tmall, and we sell B2B to Bioceuticals, Blackmores. And we've just signed an expanded agreement with IMCD, which is an $8 billion Dutch multinational, to handle our B2B trading part of the business. We've been making very large investments over the last 2 years in strengthening our vertically integrated supply chain, building our extraction facilities in Fiji, and we have some investment there from local impact investment fund BSB Life to help us to support that growth. Important for us this year has been the approval of commercial importation of drinking kava to Australia. We've rolled out that drinking kava to Coles nationally after a few teething problems with supply chain and floods here in the first part of the year. And also earlier in this year, we acquired a business, Danadan Hempworks in the USA, which is a patented technology around extracting CBD and THC in glycerin formats to allow us to expand beyond just kava to also have those cannabis-based liquid format products. And very quickly, the momentum in our business has built so that the beverage products and formats in the USA are now leading our revenue. So, as I said, the USA has been a big part of what we've been doing since the start of the year, and beverage formats are accounting for a large part of that. So when I say beverage formats, what I mean is our drinking kava, which are powdered kavas that can be mixed with fruit juice or water for drinking, as well as the tinctures that are made by Danadan, which are fully water-soluble tinctures that contain CBD from industrial hemp, as well as other functional herbal ingredients. We have a great team in the USA that I'll talk to you a little bit more about later. And we've rebranded ourselves corporately there as the Kama Co. to reflect that we are now selling a lot more than just kava from Fiji. The functional teas range was formulated over the last year, which is launched on Amazon in a soft launch format. The main launch there will be around the winter time in the USA with a big push on our functional tea range. And we've secured significant distribution for the Danadan products in health and wellness stores such as Markets of Choice, New Seasons, and Mum's Organic Market. The big work that we've been doing in the US is to put in place a network of brokers around the country. So the retail market in the US is driven largely by broker interactions. Those brokers open up those networks to you. So we have a network of 11 brokers now sitting in place around the US. And when we activate that network in the coming months, we're hoping to see that our products will start to be on shelf across the US. The opportunity in the US for us really is about taking advantage of the alcohol alternative space. It's a huge trend in lifestyles of health and sustainability for people to not want to drink alcohol anymore and to look for alternatives. That alternative has tended to be cannabis and CBD drinks. However, there are significant challenges around where those can be distributed and how those can get to market, whereas kava doesn't have those issues. But consumers are recognizing the importance of the functional beverage category as an easy way to relax. And it follows a similar pathway that we see for medicalization of cannabis. So something that has been a medical use, laws liberalized, such as the opening of the market here in Australia, and then the recreational adoption of that product really leads to the rapid growth rate that we're hoping to see in the future for our beverages that we are formulating in the US market. So this is what we look like from a brand perspective in the US, the Kama Co. So the Kama Co is a corporate brand really reflecting an endorsement mark of quality for natural products that are targeting stress relief, anxiety, sleep, and muscle relaxation. Exactly the same for health conditions that we've been targeting with Fiji Kava, but now with a more expanded group of ingredients. And functional beverages for us is the future of the business. So there's an opportunity for us now to leverage our supply chain that we have in the Fijian market, as well as in the industrial hemp sourcing in Oregon through our Danadan Hempworks business. And the medical heritage that our products have from being on the market as OTC products for quite some time now to deliver specific functional lifestyle beverages into the US market. And what that means for investors is that we're entering much larger markets. So the drinking kava market is around a $1.5 billion market. We're the number 2 player in Fiji, and we're probably the biggest player in Australia for sure. But the size of the markets in functional beverage, dietary shots and tinctures are much, much bigger. So teas, for example, are a very big opportunity for us, as are dietary shots and RTD beverages being the main game. And we're working on some new exciting branding that is going to be very youth focused and very much focused around taking advantage of that big alcohol alternative opportunity in the US. We're expanding the number of ingredients that we work with. So we have a number of botanical extracts as well as kava that we have in our supply chain now. Obviously, the industrial hemp that we spoke about. We are partnering very closely with a company called Kaiming Agricultural in Navua in Fiji, who is one of the biggest processors of turmeric and ginger, formulating juice products with them that include fresh kava juices, ginger juices, turmeric juices. And these together will give us a range of products that we can use to attack those need states. And those need states are very, very, very significant. This is a mass market opportunity. So stress affects around 74% of people. 2/3 of people are feeling much more stressed for obvious reasons over the last couple of years. And young people are disproportionately affected by that. So 3 times more likely as a young person to not be able to manage your stress. And so our solutions are targeting that particular market demographic. At its worst, of course, stress can become anxiety. It is the most prevalent health condition for adults in the mental health space in the US. And there's a very strong linkage between anxiety, stress, and sleep. I think we all know that when anxiety is high, sleeping can be difficult, and the absence of sleep can then feed back into stress and anxiety. So it's a triad of symptoms, which we have a range of products to address that have very specific pharmacology around those areas. So we're building a strong team in the US. We have a number of investors who've been with the business for some years. Mark Rampola, Aaron Enrico, and Loretta Zapp, all founding investors in the business. Takimai, that became Fiji Kava when it floated in 2019. Strong connections in the ingredient, capital market, and beverage industry. Our board of directors in the US is led by Brian Cazzuto, our managing director, who has joined us from Bang Energy, the #3 energy drink in the world, leading sales for us in the US. Wolfgang Kuchen, 25 years in the supplements industry, and James Tonkin is a real guru of the beverage world in the US. So we've got a great team to attack the US market for beverages. And Ryan Gorman is the director of Network Nutrition IMCD, our biggest B2B partner, who we've just announced an expansion of our relationship with to span the Asia Pacific, Canada, and the USA. So Ryan's team will be taking care of formulation, ingredient sourcing, as well as selling our extracts in a business-to-business model. So taking the business forward, Fiji Kava evolving into the Kamako in the US, focusing now much more on functional beverage markets. We're doing a few things and trying to do those few things well. So building distribution into the beverage routes to market in the US, that broker network that we've put a huge investment into building over the last year. We're actively seeking M&A opportunities that will expedite our innovation, distribution, and revenue growth in the functional beverage space. And we're looking at the manufacturing steps, particularly around active premixes and sourcing for canning of those drinks to have innovative new functional ingredients. And that's about putting our supply chain for kava and industrial hemp into a beverage ready format that will simplify the way we commercialize in those markets. And of course, looking to leverage existing supply chains and intellectual property that we've got, such as the patents around our glycerin extraction technology and the existing grower networks that we have been building over time in Fiji and the USA. Thank you very much.